The moment we've all been waiting for has finally arrived. After years of waiting, after months of being teased, we finally have the highly anticipated arrival of Leapfrog. Hell yeah. That's right, we finally get Leapfrog in She-Hulk episode 8. Also, yeah, Daredevil's there too. That's pretty cool. But in all seriousness, guys, this is the best episode of Marvel Studios' She-Hulk Attorney at Law. After having a couple disappointing episodes with 5 and 6, 7 being a little bit better, 8 is just amazing. This is why I wish all of She-Hulk was like. And that's not even just because of Daredevil and Leapfrog. Like, honestly, if you took them out, it would still be a good episode because Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk, the acting is great here, the CGI was amazing, the writing was beautiful, and the fourth wall breaking was really good. There was just a lot of good stuff going on here in this episode, and I'm just so excited to talk about it. So guys, we're going to waste no more time. Without further ado, spoiler warning, if you've not yet seen it, but make sure to go check out She-Hulk episode 8 on Disney+. So anyways, guys, we start off this episode titled Ribbit and Rip It with the long-anticipated debut of Leapfrog. Now, we've all been calling him Frogman this whole time in the trailers, but that's actually because, we assumed it was Frogman, but actually in the comics, Frogman is Eugene Petilio's father. So this is the son of Frogman. This is Leapfrog. So that's pretty cool. And you can see at the beginning of the episode, he's a hero, or at least an anti-hero. He's trying to stop a robbery. But things start going not so well for him when his suit malfunctions, he tries to fly away, and his boots catch on fire. So this is where Jen comes into it, because now he is going to be a new client of Jennifer Walters at GLK&H, because he wants to sue the creator of his defective suit, which just happens to be Luke Jacobson, who created She-Hulk's suit. So there's some tension between those two now that they're going to battle together in court. And when we get that courtroom scene, obviously Jen is defending Eugene, aka Leapfrog. So who is going to be Luke Jacobson's lawyer? Well, of course, it is none other than Matt Murdock. And this right here was honestly one of the best episodes, one of the best scenes of the episode, because that's something I've kind of been missing from a lot of these episodes. Is sure, we have the courtroom scenes and all the lawyer stuff, but this was the best one we've seen so far. Like, it was so good, especially with how Matt Murdock is just such a skilled lawyer. Just, so flawless defense there. It was amazing to watch. And so basically the case comes to a conclusion that Eugene did not follow the manufacturer's instructions, and it's really his fault that the suit malfunctioned. So he loses. Jen is pretty upset about him not mentioning that fact to her. But after this, she goes to the bar, where she usually goes after cases we've seen in a lot of these episodes. And she is met by Matt Murdock. So they get talking. They get a little flirty here, which actually I really loved their relationship in this episode. Because, Tatiana Maslany and Charlie Cox's chemistry was off the charts here. We'll talk about that more a little bit later. But, it was so good. And so, of course, they both have to go off and do some work-related stuff. So Jen gets a call by Todd, so she's got to go to his beck and call. That really weird, annoying guy, who we all assume is going to be one of, if not the main villain of this series. So she goes to him. It's really set up as a date, and he doesn't even have a serious legal issue here. He just wants to tell her and show her, hey, look at this cool Wakandan authentic spear that I bought at an auction, but turns out they actually want it back now because colonizers stole it. So, Todd's a funny character. As we talked about before, he's supposed to be a Tony Stark wannabe, and he's clearly obsessed with She-Hulk. But one of the funniest parts ever, and honestly probably what the funniest part of the whole episode, was when Todd did the Wakanda Forever, because that was just... it reminds me of the SNL sketch from a couple years ago where it was white guys can't do the Wakanda Forever. It's racist. So I thought that was hilarious that Todd does it, and even Jen is oh no, that makes me so uncomfortable. So she ends up storming off, and this is when she then gets a call from her other client, Eugene Petilio, aka Leapfrog, and he's in some trouble. So, of course, Jen, she suits up in her brand new She-Hulk costume, which is another thing I was really disappointed with, how back in episode 5 or 6 it was, when we first got teased with that Daredevil tease at the end, and everybody was annoyed, like, oh, we had to wait episodes for that. But I'm even more upset about, like, they teased her superhero suit, and now they're doing the same thing they've done with every other Disney Plus series, where they just wait until the last couple episodes to give them the new superhero suit. So I'm glad we finally get to see that. It looks amazing, super comics accurate. So she suits up, she goes to save Eugene, and I also love how he has a frog-themed car. They never reference what it's called, but it's probably like, the Frogmobile or something like that. But anyway, Eugene is being attacked, and we find out his attacker is Daredevil. So it's Charlie Cox, Matt Murdock, Daredevil, in the yellow and red suit, which was just beautiful to see in action here. It fits so well with the tone. It didn't look ridiculous at all. It fit really, really well here. And so basically we get this little mini fight between Daredevil and She-Hulk. And some people might maybe be complaining about, like, oh, She-Hulk shouldn't have won. She-Hulk defeated Daredevil. That's not how it's supposed to go. But I mean, she's a Hulk. Like there's only so much she can do in this situation, especially after she did the clap. It wasn't his fight. So anyway, she ends up defeating him, unmasks him, takes the helmet off, and finds out, whoa, you're Matt Murdock. And I love the joke about, like, were you lying about being blind too? No, I am blind. And then the whole echolocation thing, that was hilarious, because a lot of people were concerned about this. All right, great, we're going to get Daredevil, Charlie Cox is back. But are they going to ruin him? Are they going to turn him into a joke? And yes, Matt Murdock makes jokes in this episode. And it doesn't feel off, though, because some people are apparently forgetting that he made jokes in his own series and in Defenders, so it's not that weird. Plus, I mean, you go back to the classic Daredevil comics, he was always cracking jokes like this. So if people out there are still complaining about this, they're just looking for something to complain about, because this was done really, really well. And so, of course, they end up teaming up, and they find out that, okay, Leapfrog is actually the bad guy because he just kidnapped Luke Jacobson. So Daredevil and She-Hulk, they team up to go to the Lily Pad, of course, Leapfrog's famous lair. And again, I just love the chemistry between Daredevil and She-Hulk, their little bit of flirtiness, the way that they're talking to each other, their difference of, like, styles of how they're going to go into this. We get a mini hallway fight scene with Daredevil until Jen shows up and just starts smashing people. So that was great. The whole joke about goons versus henchmen, that was fun to see. So we see them all take down his tadpoles. And so then they go to take down Leapfrog. He ends up just jumping out a window thinking his boots are going to work and he's going to be able to fly away. But no. Once again, it doesn't work. Also, probably, again, his fault. And so he just ends up falling to the ground, injures himself, and then he gets arrested. So it was pretty cool, I think, seeing Leapfrog in this episode make his MCU debut. He was a really ridiculous character, but super funny and fits so well in the tone of the show. And then, of course, like I said, with that flirtiness between Daredevil and She-Hulk, I love how just they would make a great couple. It's so unfortunate that they live on different sides of the country, because they would make an excellent couple. And so Matt is like, oh, maybe next time in town I could take you to dinner, being a gentleman, being like, oh, we could go on a date or something. And She-Hulk's like, why wait? So basically they end up sleeping together, which, awesome. Lucky Charlie Cox Daredevil right there. That was hilarious. Like it was funny, the whole thing of her trying to take his suit off and everything, and then the walk of shame after, how he's just walking outside in the Daredevil costume. That was hilarious. This was all played so well. And then you'd think that's where the episode ends, because that was kind of like, wraps up the episode in a nice little bow, ties everything up. And even Jen breaking the fourth wall. Again, the fourth wall break in this episode was excellent. She's like, shouldn't this be the end of the episode? Why is there still time left in the episode? And then you realize, like, oh, wait, next week is the finale. This has to be the big twist. Oh, what if there's, like, a Hulk, but red? So we get a really cool reference to the Red Hulk there. I doubt the Red Hulk actually exists in this universe yet. Although, of course, we do have those recent rumors of Harrison Ford being the recast version of Thunderbolt Ross to do some Red Hulk, possibly for Thunderbolts. So that will be pretty cool. But that is not the big twist here. We do indeed get the big twist with the 6-ish minutes left of the episode, where Jen, she goes to the gala. So she goes to this gala that's been teased a couple episodes ago now. She ends up winning the award, Female Lawyer of the Year, so that's great. But then during her acceptance speech, all of a sudden, the Hulk King logo pops up on screen, and she gets exposed for a whole bunch of stuff, including a literal sex tape from Josh. So that was just, like, these are some real, honestly, there's been some really dark endings to these last couple episodes. I mean, episode 6 ending with the reveal of this misogynistic Reddit type style website with the intelligentsia. Last episode, Josh being revealed as a bad guy, literally taking pictures of Jennifer naked while she's sleeping. That's super disturbing. And then this one, where literally a sex tape she didn't even know was made gets revealed not only to the public, but in front of all her friends, her colleagues, her parents are there. That's super disturbing. And this really messes up Jen, and she hulks out. Like, she really Hulk smashes the screen. She goes berserker here, and you can just see the rage from her. And as everyone else is fleeing the room, you see one guy in the back with a camera that's recording the whole thing. She chases after him. We don't get to see who this guy actually is, but I'm 99% sure this is actually Todd, because again, he's got to be like the main villain here. And then all of a sudden, when Jen gets outside again in She-Hulk form, the Department of Damage Control is there, all ready to fire her. Now, it kind of makes me wonder, how did they get there so quickly? Were they already on standby? Did maybe somebody, either Todd or the intelligentsia, tip them off? I don't know. But I love how the episode ends. You know, last couple episodes, they've had these dark endings, but they still kind of end with jokes for the most part. But this one doesn't. It doesn't end with a crazy fourth wall breaking moment. I mean, it kind of does, where Jen just is full of anger in this moment, and then all of a sudden she turns and looks at us, the audience, break the fourth wall, but she just stares at us, and you could see the fear on her the anger changes to fear on her face, and she doesn't even say anything. She just stares, and then the episode turns to black. That was a beautiful ending, because you can just see, again, the fear on her face, see how urgent the situation is, and it's not looking good. But again, this was an amazing episode. Getting to see Charlie Cox back as Daredevil in the yellow and red suit. Getting to see Leapfrog. Getting this beautiful ending here, which really didn't even reveal much. Like, we still don't even get the reveal of Todd. We still don't even get the reveal of, like, who is actually in the intelligentsia. And there's a whole bunch that's got to be wrapped up in next episode. And I'm really excited to see it. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about Marvel Studios' She-Hulk Attorney at Law, Episode 8, on Disney Plus? Ribbit and rip it. What did you think about the return of Daredevil? What did you think about Leapfrog? What did you think about this crazy, dark, twisted ending that will set up next week's finale? We got one episode left, episode 9. You know, we've been going these last couple weeks here being like, oh, yay, new She-Hulk episode. Big whoop. Like I haven't really been that excited, but I'm actually hyped up for next week's finale, so I'm really excited to see what's in store there, how everything is going to wrap up and tie up nicely here. But like I said, for now, guys, let me know all your thoughts, theories, and final predictions in the comments below. But for now, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything goes on in the Marvel life.